Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Brooke, or Baby Sims on all of my socials, and today we are building a blue Suburban in Newcrest for my save file. And I'm channeling my inner little Simsy today because you guys know how much she loves blue Suburbans, and I just really craved making one, you know? And I had this idea in my mind. I didn't look at a reference picture or anything, which I usually do with my builds. And I had this idea because I see a lot of these houses where I live where they're like, I don't really know the right word, but flat and then like a little peak in the middle type of thing. That's kind of like the vibe around here, and I just really wanted to build something like that, and I do really like how this house turned out, and I think it turns out pretty good. It is the neighboring house to the one I built in my last video, so if you haven't seen that, definitely go check that out. But yeah, how are you guys? I'm doing pretty well. I am a little late uploading this video. I know I said I'd try to be uploading every day while I can, so I can get these videos out for you guys, but I was actually sick yesterday. So I didn't really get time to upload a video, and I just got a pop up on my computer that there is a rainfall warning where I'm living, so that's super fun, and I love that for me. So yeah, we just have like a regular old boring Suburban today, and I really like the way it looks. I think it turned out pretty good. I do kind of wish, looking back now, that I put more windows. There we go. I didn't know if I kept that or not, but I'm liking the way that goes now. And yeah, we just have a cute little house today. I don't remember exactly the family who lives here, but I know that they have it's mother and father, teenage son, and I think a child age girl, so kind of similar to the neighbors. The neighbors have mother, father, teenage boy, toddler girl, and I think this house is the exact same except the girl is a little bit older, because again, I use a website called the Sims 4 Family Generator where I get it to randomize my households for me when I build, so I can kind of make it a little fitting, and that's kind of what I did here, and that's the family I got. So if it's like the other one, don't blame me, blame the website I used to randomize it. And that's the way that it goes. So yeah, and as well with, and similarly to, oh my god, I can't speak, similarly to the neighbor's house, this house does not have much of a backyard because this lot is 20 by 15, but I still wanted to have a good amount of house space and have bigger houses, and sometimes you just don't have a backyard. But the cool thing about this lot is that the backyards, you don't really need to have one, because the entire back of these lots is a park, basically. It has like picnic benches and there's like a playground and everything like that, so really you don't even need that much of a backyard. You have basically a backyard in your backyard anyway. I was trying to think of the right words to use there, my apologies. But yeah, I think this one turned out okay. I went with a white and blue color scheme, which if you guys have been here for a bit, you know that is like my all-time favorite color scheme to use in builds. It is my favorite in real life. It's the color of my bedroom, it's the color of my Sims house. I think it's just such a good combo, and it's so cutesy, and I think it's adorable. But yeah, I've just been chilling. I feel like I said but yeah way too much. I'm realizing that. I don't watch my own videos back, but I can hear myself speaking, and I'm like, I feel like I just said that. So I have been watching a lot of YouTube in the last couple days because I am in my builder's... Oh my god, sorry. I have hiccups every single time I do a video. I have hiccups. As I said recently, I'm in my builder's era, and I really want to continue building, but I haven't built anything in a bit since the house that's after this one, like the speedway you're gonna see after this, and that is simply because I wanted to catch you guys up, because before, when I started building these 3 Newcrest houses, I built them 3 houses in 3 days, 1 each day, and you guys still haven't even seen the apartment complex in Newcrest yet. So I just really wanted to catch up you guys before I kept going, so I wouldn't be stressed out with the amount of backlog I have. And now that we're kind of catching up, I'm excited to get started again, but I'm gonna wait until the video after this one is uploaded, which hopefully should be in the next couple days, which that's if everything goes to plan, because it's me and things come up quite often and I'm horrible at consistency. But yeah, oh my god, I said it again. In other words, that's just a fancy, but yeah, I have been doing a lot of recent creativity things besides building, because I'm naturally just kind of a creative person, so I do a lot of things in the span of my lifetime. I have been drawing a lot. I'm trying to learn how to draw faces and humans and sketches and things like that, and I really like it. So far I'm still learning. Today I learned how to do hair. Not easy. And then I also, this isn't something I've been doing for a very long time, but I've always been into poetry and writing in general, just short stories and books and poetry and different things like that. So I've been writing a lot of poetry, and I actually started writing my poetry into songs today, and I made 2, and I really actually like how both of them turned out. So obviously I'm not the greatest of singers. I also don't know how to play any musicians. I don't know how to play any instruments, so my songs will never have a melody, but in my mind they are songs. So Sometimes I like to look up like free beats on like YouTube and then sing my songs to them, but that's not a good method, and half the time it don't work because really each song has its own melody that's kind of made for. You just have to figure out what that is. So pre-made ones aren't usually that good, and I commend people who can write songs to other beats. So yeah, this house anyway ends up becoming a 3-bedroom and I think 3-bathroom house, and yeah, there is no basement to this house. I know there was in the next one next door here. There is not in this one. I usually only put basements if there's not enough room for everything I want in the actual 2 floors I usually do of houses. So that is why there is no second floor. And the house is kind of divided into left versus right on the bottom floor, where the left side is where the dining room and kitchen are, while the right side is just the main living space. And there's also a half bathroom downstairs and I think an office. And yes, there's an office. And then on the second floor, there's the 3 bedrooms and the bathrooms and of course the hallway, while the back deck has some cool things on it and stuff like that. And that's basically what I've been doing. And I didn't realize that the air conditioner had this little piece inside, so I got rid of it because not the vibe. But yeah, we're furnishing I said it again. I can't stop. It's one of those words that like my brain's obsessed with these days. I am furnishing the entryway right now, and as I said earlier, I went with a blue and white color scheme, so I've been having a lot of fun with that. Also, in Sims news, I honestly, by the way, let me just preface this by saying, I have no idea what to talk about. I've been making so many, like, speed build voiceovers where I feel like I've kind of updated you guys on absolutely everything. So if you notice that in my recent ones and past ones, I've been talking a lot about the build itself, that's because I quite literally have nothing to talk about. I don't do much. I'm not that interesting of a person, so, yeah, my apologies, but either way, I seen there's Sims news, there's kits coming out here soon. I just really hope that the update for the pre-packed patch does not break anything, because as you guys know, before 2 weeks ago, I've been playing offline for approximately 7 months because of the game's broken state, and I am not looking forward to going through that again. So I can only hope that doesn't break anything this time, and I really just hope that's not the case, because I like having access to gallery, I like downloading CC, and I like being able to share my builds with you guys, kind of like having online features. So dear Sims team, please do not break your game. Thank you. That would mean so much to me. And another thing I didn't like about this kitchen is that the fact that there's a stove in front of the window, but really there was nowhere else I could put it, because I always try to put the sink under a window, but looking back, I probably should have put the sink in the island and then move the stove somewhere else, because I hate having stoves under windows, because you know how fast the window would fog up, and even like, no, it wouldn't melt, but you know what I mean, it just would not be good. You wouldn't want that. So yeah, and I really did try really hard with this house with the decoration. Sometimes I get lazy, sometimes I get kind of motivated, and I do pretty well. So I did try to decorate a lot of things very well as best as I could. And what was I talking about, friend? Sims news. We have 2 new kits coming out, and that's why I was talking about the patch. Now I remember, we have a clothing kit and a build kit, usually how they release things. And the build kit looks like it is a party essentials kit. Maybe that's the name of it too. I didn't actually see the official names, I just know what's in the packs, or kits. The Party Essentials one, I don't know if I'm going to get either kit. We'll see for sure. I don't know yet. I'm definitely conflicted on them, because here's my thing about the Party Essentials kit. So I looked through the objects, I looked through the description, I looked through all of that, I looked at everything that was given to us, information-wise about that, and to me, it seems like Luxury Party, but better, but also useless. You know what I mean? Like, it's like what Luxury Party should have been and could have been back in the day. So now they're trying to make up for that, and I just don't really like the vibe of that, because I don't know, we already paid for Luxury Party back then, and it was kind of horrible. Why are you making us pay $500 for the same thing in a just different font? So that's kind of my thoughts on it. Will I still get it saying that? Maybe. Don't hold me to those statements. I still might like to get that pack for something, because I do like a couple of the objects it's coming with, like the record player, table, console table type of section thing, and the balloons I think are pretty cute. And I think that there's definitely a market for that. I think that a lot of people will want to have that pack especially. So yeah, I'm just hoping that, I don't know. I'm hoping that doesn't break anything. And 2, I just don't really see the point of releasing a kit for something that has already been a pack. You already had a party pack, you already had the wedding pack, and then we already have Luxury Party. So I don't know how I feel about them making like yet another one with the same type of objects, just kind of remastered in a way. I don't know, it's just kind of weird to me. And as for the clothing kit, I know that they collabed with Ebonics, who is an excellent YouTuber, and I am obsessed with some of the clothing items they got there, except here's my problem, and I know this is a very, very privileged thing to say because I'm able to download CC, but a lot of the things that are coming in her kit is something that maybe I wouldn't use because of the fact that I already have custom content that looks alike or similar to those objects, those clothing assets. So I'm not sure if I'll be downloading that, but the other thing, or getting that, but the other thing about that kit is that I think it is really pretty, and I definitely like all the clothes. And another thing about me personally is that I actually don't know what comes in any of the new packs clothing wise for a very long time, because I have so much CC, and then I don't usually look at what comes in the packs, and I don't really use them either because I have CC, and I don't know, I just like using my CC better. So I tend not to use the stuff that comes with the actual game. Will I? Probably. Eventually. Sometimes I do. Like, sometimes, like, when I'm making households that live in the builds, like, for example, the family that lives in this build here, they probably have an item that's from a pack, and I didn't notice. But either way, that's the way I tend to be. So I don't know how I feel about clothing kits in general for something that I'm paying for that have CC that looks kind of similar. That's just kind of my thing. And it's definitely not the creator's fault. It is not EA's fault for any of that. Of course, CC is its own thing. No one can be blamed for having CC it's already made of something. That's kind of a risk all creators take when they make CC that could be into a game eventually. So I don't know, I just don't, for me personally, I just don't see the point of me downloading it, but I can definitely 110% see where other people would. I still might, I don't know, there is definitely kits I don't have for the similar reasons I just stated about the other two, so I don't know. But moving on, I actually want to talk about something else. What shows are you guys watching as of right now? Because I just want to talk a little bit about the show I'm watching. I'm watching a show called Chicago PD, and if you aren't unaware of the Chicago series, there's 3 shows out of the 3. There is Chicago Med, which is a doctor show, and then Chicago Fire, which is a firefighter show, and then Chicago PD, which is a police show. And they all kind of interline with each other, but they have their own shows, where each of the episodes is, of course, based on something different. But say there was a fire started at the hospital, and it was arson. So the medical people there, the show from people from Med would come in and heal the victims, while Fire would come in and put them out, while PD would investigate the arson. That's kind of how things like that work, where they kind of team up and do special episodes quite often, and also you just see the characters come in and out all the time, and it's great. I just love how the shows do that. I think it's great. It's like one big crossover episode. You get so excited when you see them. Love it. But Chicago PD, out of the 3, I've watched all 3 now, and we're currently, me and my dad and my mom, we're currently about midway or so, maybe a quarter of the way through Chicago PD, and it's definitely my favorite out of the 3 by now. Definitely love it. If you're an action movie lover or just a cop show lover or just anything, you're probably really gonna like that show and the 3 shows all together, because they all are very interesting and very good in their own ways. So that is just one thing I want to say to you guys, is recommend you a show to watch. And I feel like I sound really robotic today. I apologize. Again, I wasn't feeling well yesterday, and I'm just overall tired, and I'm also sweating. It's hot in my room, even though it's like 4 degrees outside Celsius. That's not cold. I mean, that is cold. That is very cold. So I don't know why I'm sweating so bad. Not fun. I had my heat on all day. Maybe that's why. And I just now turned it off. So sincerest apologies that I seem so unenthusiastic and robotic and boring today. I am getting a Discord call. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. You guys didn't even notice I was gone, because that's the magic of YouTube and editing. I declined the call. It was from my friend. I don't know why he is calling me. I completely lost on that. But either way... we are now furnishing the teenage boy's bedroom. I went with a green and gray color scheme up in here. There is some touches of brown as well. Used a lot of Dream Home Decorator. I used a lot of University. But yeah, I really like the way this room turned out. I tend to do a lot of the same things I make teen boys' bedrooms, and it's blue and black. So I decided to change it up this time and go for green and gray, green and white type of idea. So definitely switching it up, definitely pushing out my comfort zone in very small, very sad ways, because this is sad. All my teen bedrooms should not look the same, but yet they do. And I really like the way that this house turned out. I think it's cute. The only problem I had was downstairs between the kitchen and living room area, that little like midway center space. It's kind of empty, and there's not really much I can do with that, because what else are you supposed to put? It's like the middle of the room. And I just hate having empty space in a house, and that's why I make these like smaller houses with smaller rooms that are divided up into smaller spaces, because I have severe problems with empty space, and I think it just looks so empty and echoey, and I don't like it. So I make sure that I try to clutter things up. And I realized something the other day, because I watch a lot of speed builders on YouTube and a lot of Sims plays in general, and I find that the way you play and the way that you build and everything you do in The Sims is really determined about your own life. And I've learned that if you're more into family gameplay, then you probably are just, you like really, I don't know how to explain it actually. I was thinking about it, it just makes sense in my head. I can't explain it. But some people I find who live in more cluttered spaces or smaller homes like to build mansions with bigger spaces, while people who live in bigger spaces and bigger houses, they like to build small uncluttered places. So I don't know. I tend to build big houses that are cluttered, so I'm like a mix of even. But I don't know. I feel like that's just kind of the way it goes as well. So yeah, also I want to thank you guys really quickly for how much you guys have been giving me love on this channel lately. My views are doing great because you guys are really liking the content I'm putting up, and that makes me really happy. So thank you so much. I felt like I just talked so fast there. Wow, that was actually insane. There's also, as of right now, it's 10:30 p.m. on the April 11th for me, and that means that there is 8 days until the Tortured Poets Apartment comes out by Taylor Swift, which is literally an album made for me. I swear, I'm a big Swiftie. If you guys have been here a while, you know that. 2, I literally have been writing poetry since I was about 10, and I've always literally said to my friends, like, oh, I'm just a tortured poet, as like a joke. Like, that was our inside joke, and I feel like it was made for me. But we are coming up on the end of this video now. We're just finishing up the office and the basement and putting some final touches of clutter and things in around the place and painting the walls. And now we're going to furnish the back deck very quickly. I just put a little sectional out here, and I think I put maybe a chair there, but no, I don't. I put an outdoor kitchen instead, and I think that's fine. I think that's great. But either way, we are very, very close to the end here, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, if you liked it, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, because I post a lot of videos here and I love hanging out with you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.